Hello and welcome to Elite Weather Forecasting. Meteorologist Mr. G back with you once again with a weather forecast for you guys. Happy Tuesday, everybody. I hope you're having a great day today as we talk about that weather forecast that we're going to be seeing for your midweek, as well as look forward to what to expect over the weekend as we have a cross-country storm that we're going to be dealing with, or that we're already dealing with, particularly on the west coast right now. We're dealing with that storm that's going to make its way across the country to the east coast by this weekend, and that's going to spread rain and snow into parts of the northeast and heavy rain down across the south as well. Our city of the day is going to be Atlanta, Georgia. We are seeing a weaker system traverse the Gulf Coast area right now, and that's spreading showers from New Orleans over to Florida and into parts of Georgia as well. So we are seeing those cloudy skies out there with some showers in the forecast. There are showers to the west of Atlanta right now, so very shortly you will be dealing with those showers across parts of Georgia and Atlanta. So let's move on with the rest of the forecast and talk about what the rest of the country is going to be expecting this afternoon and into the nighttime hours. Okay, here's the forecast for the rest of the country. Our first map, we're going to be looking at our current radar situation, and there's those rain showers there across the southeast as we have that weak area of low pressure that's going to be spreading rain from North Florida through Georgia, parts of Mississippi, Alabama, as well as into eastern Arkansas and into parts of Kentucky and Tennessee. We're going to be seeing some rain showers. We're going to have some mixed precipitation here along the Appalachian Front Range there through Tennessee. As you can see, a little bit of white and blue in there. That's indicating snow and some freezing rain in that area as well. And we're going to see a few snow showers up here in the Great Lakes as we have a weak area of low pressure in the North Country as well. So we're seeing that snow over Michigan and parts of Wisconsin and northern Minnesota, and also in parts of upstate New York and through Ontario, Canada. We're dealing with a few light snow showers. And on the west coast, we have that big storm. This is going to be a major player in this weekend's weather on the east coast. And as you can see it making its way across the Intermountain west and spreading rain showers all the way down to Southern California. We saw that rain this morning, late last night, early this morning over the LA and Orange County area. We're also seeing some snow showers through parts of Utah and Nevada, and we're seeing some snow in the eastern areas of Oregon, Washington, Idaho as well. So again, that big storm is starting to take shape as it further develops, as it heads off toward the east through the Midwest and across the south. We're going to be seeing that heavy rain and snow start to develop as we head into the weekend. So let's take a look at our current infrared satellite right now. There's that storm system here across the south. We can see those showers here. No severe weather expected today or at this point with the big storm that's moving from the Midwest, from the Rockies as well. We're not expecting any severe weather, but we are expecting a lot of rainfall and a lot of snow with this storm system. So we're going to be seeing a lot of snow into parts of the Rockies and through parts of Nevada as well, and the Sierra Nevada in California. We're going to be looking at a lot of snow with this current storm system. You can see that cold front dragging through California right there. You can see that those rain showers along that front. So some rain this afternoon from southern LA, from Orange County to San Diego, Imperial County, Riverside, and San Bernardino counties as well. We're seeing those rain showers in the forecast for your afternoon out there on the west coast. Here is our current temperatures across America. Pretty cold out there. If you're in the north country, a little bit warmer than average. We've been seeing those temperatures running above average, but we are looking at temperatures in the lower 20s across the upper Midwest and some 30s down towards parts of the Great Lakes area. So parts of eastern Wisconsin, Michigan, down through Illinois, Indiana, and Ohio. We're looking at those temperatures in the 30s. Kind of cold up in northern Minnesota, where we're seeing those temperatures in the teens to lower 20s, and we're going to be seeing those teens and 20s across the Dakotas as well, and over into Montana and Wyoming. So if you're in the high plains, those temperatures in the teens and 20s. The upper Midwest, temperatures in the upper 20s to low to mid 30s. And on the East Coast, if you're along the I-95 corridor from Boston down through New York City and maybe through Charlotte and Richmond, Virginia, we're going to be seeing those temperatures in the 40s. Temperatures in the 50s along the southeast coast and into Florida. Our warm spot is going to be Miami, Fort Lauderdale, with a temperature of 71 degrees right now. We're looking at those temperatures in the 40s to low 50s along the Gulf Coast, down through South Texas, where those temperatures are going to be in the mid 50s. And we're also looking at temperatures in the 40s and 50s down into southern California and the deserts of southwest as well. Those temperatures in the 40s. So a pretty chilly day out there across America, but all things considered, we're not doing too bad if I'm being honest. So here is a look at those wind chills across America. We're really going to see more of a wind chill across the north here, where it's going to feel like in the single digits to teens for the most part across the north, and those temperatures in the 20s over the Great Lakes and as well over the Ohio Valley. We're going to see those dew points making it feel, not dew points, but we're going to see those wind chills making it feel like it's in the 20s, and we're going to see those wind chills in the 30s into parts of the Northeast, and those wind chills in the 40s down along the southeastern U.S. and the deep south to the Gulf Coast. So it is feeling a little bit chilly out there, so you might want to get those winter jackets out, as we're going to be seeing breezy conditions over a lot of areas, and that's going to be making those temperatures feel colder than what it actually is out there. But all in all, not too bad. And over the last 24 hours, this is some of the rainfall amounts we've had. We've seen flooding rainfalls down here along the Gulf Coast, East Texas, into Louisiana and Alabama, Mississippi, and in the state of Florida. We've seen rainfall amounts in the 2 to 3 inch rainfall category. So that's definitely led to a lot of flooding down there across South Texas and into Louisiana. And then on the West Coast, we've been seeing a lot of rainfall, where we've been seeing 2 to 3 inches of rain here from the Central California northward into Oregon and Washington. We've been seeing that atmospheric river continue with those storm systems, as we're working with one storm now. There's another storm off the coast that's going to be dropping down toward the weekend, that's going to spread more rain across the western half of the United States as we head into the weekend. So we're seeing a lot of rain out parts of the west and down to the south, where that rain is much needed in both of those locations. So all in all, that's not a bad thing. We're getting the rain, but we don't need it too much too fast. With the water here, don't take much more than a couple inches for things to lead to troublesome flooding situations along the Gulf Coast, down in New Orleans and in South Louisiana, as it takes about just 1 to 2 inches for damaging flooding to occur down there with those levees and things. Here's the dew points. We're seeing dew points in the 40s here across South Texas and along the Gulf Coast. Now, again, this is why I don't expect any severe weather, because we don't have enough moisture in the air to support severe weather at this time. So we're not forecasting any severe weather in the coming days here and through the weekend. So again, a lack of severe weather. We might pick up some severe weather closer toward the weekend over parts of Texas and over the deep south as that storm system comes out of the Rockies. But until then, it's going to be quiet. So as we head into Saturday and into Sunday, we might see some severe weather down across the deep south from Texas to Louisiana, Arkansas, maybe Mississippi and Alabama, and into Tennessee as well. So we're going to keep an eye on that situation. We might also see some freezing rain and ice to deal with as well through parts of along the Appalachian mountains there. We're going to be seeing that cold air damming setting up, where that cold air is going to get trapped between a layer of warm air and the mountainside there, so we can see some freezing rain occur through parts of the Appalachian Mountains as well. So again, something to keep an eye on. So as we talk about the forecast for this afternoon across the country, we're going to be seeing those showers here across the south in the Gulf Coast here. So through parts of Alabama, Georgia, and West Florida on the Panhandle, we're going to be seeing those showers this afternoon. Maybe a few rumbles of thunder, but no severe weather is expected. And we're going to be seeing the rain in Southern California with snow in the Rockies and the Sierra Nevada. But we're going to be seeing those rain showers along the entire state of California and into the Pacific Northwest as well. We're going to be seeing those rain showers there. Clear conditions across the center of the country, throughout the Midwest, and down through the Central and Southern Plains. We're going to be seeing quiet weather for the most part today. A few snow showers up in Ontario, Canada, and through parts of the Great Lakes, but nothing too heavy, not too bad as far as accumulations is concerned. You're going to be looking at about an inch or less for the most part with those snow showers in the North Country. On the East Coast, it's going to be quiet and clear skies for you tonight. You will see increasing clouds as that area of moisture and precipitation makes its way further to the east. But for the most part, going to be a quiet day along the eastern seaboard. Again, for your evening tonight, quiet in the northeast along the 95 corridor. Those showers will pick up down through South Carolina, through Georgia and Florida. We're going to be seeing those showers and some thunderstorms possible, but no severe weather and no tornadoes. We're not worrying about that. Mostly heavy rain. So a couple of inches of rain is going to be likely across the southeast down through the state of Florida. And we're going to be looking at that snow across the Rockies, rain in Northern California, Oregon, and Washington, snow over the Cascades, and we're going to be seeing snow over the eastern portions of Oregon and Washington and into Idaho. So that's your forecast for this evening. And tomorrow morning when you get up to go to work or go to school, if some of you are back in school, the school kids, we're going to be looking at that snow. This is our big storm that's going to wreak havoc across the East Coast this weekend, and it's going to first start with a lot of snow over the southern Rockies and the southern plains here through New Mexico and Arizona, Colorado. We're going to see snow into Wyoming, and that snow is going to eventually work its way into Kansas, Nebraska. We're going to be seeing some of that rain and snow and maybe some frozen precipitation, mixed precipitation through Oklahoma and Texas, as well as that storm system makes its way to make its eastward push before hitting across the Gulf and off the coast and then up the eastern seaboard, and it's going to bring with it that wintry precipitation into the northeast. We're going to see a bona fide nor'easter tape shape this weekend with this cross-country storm that we're going to be dealing with. So here is our current satellite with a quick closer look at that storm as it makes its way out into the Rockies off the west coast. There is that band of showers along the coast of California, across the deserts, and into Nevada and Arizona, and into Utah. So we're seeing that snow across the Utah, near Provo and St. George. We're going to be seeing that snow, and we're going to be seeing snow through central Nevada, and that snow here across the Sierra Nevada and California. So again, there's that big storm that's developing that's going to make its way across the country to the East Coast, but it's going to wreak havoc in doing so with a lot of wintry precipitation and very heavy rain. So as we get into Saturday, we're going to see that storm across the eastern U.S. through the Ohio Valley and into the cold country and along the Appalachians. So Appalachian country here, West Virginia, upstate New York, Pennsylvania, Maryland, we're going to be seeing wintry weather. So we're going to see some snow, rain in the warmer areas here to the south. So Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, we're going to see more rain. But along the mountain range, we're going to see that snow and freezing rain and other mixed rain and snow mix here, as we're going to be seeing that wintry aspects of this storm start to move in as those temperatures drop into the 30s across parts of the Northeast. And we're going to see those rain showers along the I-95 corridor on to the south. So D.C., Philadelphia, New York, Boston's going to remain warm enough for rain, close for snow, but still just warm enough for rain for the most part on Saturday. And into Saturday night, again, those temperatures will stay above freezing for the most part. Along the I-95 corridor, we're going to be seeing those temperatures in the middle 30s with those rain showers. And we're going to see snow in the interior. So western Pennsylvania, upstate New York, we're going to see some snow and rain and snow mix as well. So mixed precipitation and snow. As you can see, those temperatures in the 20s in upstate New York and lower 30s across the Ohio Valley and into Pennsylvania. So we're going to see it 33 degrees, just slightly above that snow level there across West Virginia and into Kentucky as well. We're going to still see temperatures stay just warm enough to remain warm rainfall across those regions. So as we head into your Sunday, now on Sunday we're going to be seeing that wintry precipitation move across the Ohio Valley, coming out of the upper Midwest and the Great Lakes and into the interior of upstate New York and Pennsylvania. We're going to start to see some snow. Not a whole lot of snow. We're going to pick up a few inches for the most part, but not looking at the heaviest amount of snow. But we're could possibly see snow for the first time in New York City and D.C. for the first time in about 2.5, maybe 3 years. So they've had a significant snow deficit. Where they've gone without snow, there's the possibility of at least an inch of snow across parts along the I-95 corridor up to Boston, down to Philadelphia and Washington, D.C. It could just be cold enough for a little bit of snow. And I think there's a better chance for that snow up in Boston. Maybe New York City might pick up a dusting. I think you'll see mostly rainfall in the D.C. and Philadelphia area. It's going to get close. You will see snow over the western suburbs of D.C. and Philadelphia. Further toward the center of the state, you might see a better chance of picking up some snow. So I don't know if you guys on the East Coast have been wanting for snow or not wanting for snow, but you might pick up a little bit, just a little, okay? Alright, so Saturday and Sunday we're going to be seeing that snow break out across the Northeast and into parts of Canada as well. So we're going to be seeing that heavier snow over the Adirondacks Mountain and the interior portions of Vermont, New Hampshire, Maine. We're going to see the heavier snowfall over western New York, western Pennsylvania, but over the eastern parts of the state, lighter for snowfall amounts or maybe just rainfall. So a pretty stormy weekend on tap for the weekend across the Northeast and in the parts of the Ohio Valley as well. We could also see some snow over parts of maybe Minnesota as well. Might pick up a little bit of snow. We're going to be seeing some snow through Minnesota, Wisconsin, the Dakotas, and down through Iowa. We're going to pick up a little bit of snow and maybe even to Nebraska as well. But we're not looking at any record-breaking amounts. Maybe an inch or two in the Twin Cities and maybe 2 or maybe 3 inches down in the Chicago area. So again, a little bit of wintry precipitation to talk about over the weekend. Here is your rain and snow forecast, those totals for you guys. So we're going to be seeing those rainfall amounts. Well, we could pick up about an inch or less of rainfall in the light green, but the darker greens, we're looking at 2 to 3 inches of rain. So heavier rainfall down further to the south, but here we're looking at about an inch or less. But as far as the snow is concerned, we are going to be looking at about an inch to 3 inches of snow in the Appalachian mountain areas and across parts of the Ohio Valley as well. That's about an inch, maybe 1 to 2 inches of snow, up to 3 inches there over Pennsylvania and upstate New York. And we could see up maybe 5 to 6 inches of snow in Vermont, New Hampshire, and maybe as high as 10 inches up there in Maine. So again, a little bit of snow for parts of the Northeast once again this weekend, and that snow we're going to be looking at some pretty hefty snowfall totals over the high plains and the southern Rockies, where we can see up to 12 inches of snow over south central Colorado, 1 to 3 inches of snow in northern Pennsylvania, 1 to 3 inches in New Mexico, 3 to 5 inches in Arizona, and 3 to 5 inches in North Texas and western Oklahoma, 1 to 3 inches in Kansas, maybe an inch or so in the Denver area, as the bulk of that storm is going to pass to the south of you folks there. So again, that is your weather forecast. My name is Mr. G. Thank you for watching me today. Leave your likes, comments, and subscribe to the channel on YouTube, and follow us here on TikTok. Bye-bye, and have a great day.